What's up? Um, I haven't made a YouTube video in a little bit, but I have spiritually progressed, right? One thing that I'm getting better at is forgiving your neighbor. When people do things that irritate you, you gotta immediately be like, no, it's okay. So here's an example. I walk out along the road outside my neighborhood, and it's a pretty long stretch. And every once in a while, I'll get a car will honk at me, and my first reaction is to flick them off, right? But God says, don't do that. You're a walking image of me. Don't flick people off just because they upset you. So that's something I'm working on. It's hard. Um, and then I had debated my plan going up to Alaska and everything because, like, right now the world is in a spiritual war, and obviously I take the side of Christ, and part of me feels like going up to Alaska and living like off grid is kind of like dipping away from everything and letting it all fall apart. And someone said it's cowardly, and that kind of struck me to my core because I can't see where I can have an influence here. I can see what I could do to have a good influence, positive influence for Christendom in America. I can see what I can do. It's not too hard. Could have crazy beneficial for more than just me. Bring people to God. I see how I can do that, yeah. So there's a split between going on my own and trying to help people here in the mainland. I can tell you what I want to do. I'll get some Facebook and some Instagram ads targeted for men around 18 to 30. Have us all meet. Event space at the library. And just have us start discussing. Like get young men together and start discussing. Start finding ways together. Like you take one brain, like take my brain, and I can come up with ideas, but you take 10 brains. No leader, no leaders, no alphas, no betas, just men, all in the same category, all trying to achieve the same thing, which is stability back in this country, a different type of country, something more closer to what it used to be like, where when there was communities, trust, faith, virtue, shame, when there used to be these things. Just try to get us back to that. It might take a lot of votes. Maybe we go the route of trying to get a guy into office, trying to get guys into office that way. Maybe I shouldn't be leaking this. We try to get guys into office, young men, capable men, not these old fucks. Men with like that guy in Florida. We like him. We like him. Or like Nick Fuentes. We love him. That's our biggest support, or so that's who we support the biggest, is Nick Fuentes and America First. That's number one support. Number one supporting Nick Fuentes. But yeah, and so I get all these Christian men together. You know, I go to churches, I spread, hey, look, we have these events. One of the things I considered we could do is crosswalks, where you take a big cross, wooden cross, size of yourself, and you just walk with it down the road. And I saw someone doing this when I was growing up, and it stuck with me. It was a man. He had a big old cross, and he was walking down the road, and my family was on the way home from church, I think. And this guy was just taking that cross, sweaty, hard, but he was giving glory to God. This is a real, like a classic evangelical move, where you take, cars are gonna drive by. They're gonna see you, but they're not gonna remember you. They're gonna remember that cross, and so it's a beautiful way to give glory to God. Plant seeds in people's souls. Somebody drives by, sees that cross. Now they got a seed in themselves, saying, "Wait a minute. That stuff. That looked pretty freaking epic. Okay." That looked pretty epic. Or it could be like me. That I saw that guy when I was a kid, and then come 15 years later, now I'm a grown man. 20 years later, I'm a grown man. And to be quite frank, I got my own cross. It's not as big, but I walk with it out on the street, and I do my own evangelizing out on the street. A medium-sized wooden cross that I carry around. And that guy's like an inspiration, and he might not have known he was gonna be that inspiration for little old me, but I drove by in my parents' car and I saw him, and now look at me. These are the things. It's not about, oh, somebody's gonna see me and immediately just have a change of heart. No, it's about seeds of faith. I had been really speaking really down on women, and I still don't know where I'm at with that. I'm gonna be frank, because y'all got this case where this lady killed 3 kids, her kids, and y'all are defending that. And it's like, where is there hope for you? You follow the trends. You'll do whatever your sisters say to do, or say whatever your sisters say to say. You're worthless. You have no heart of your own. You're cattle. Bro, I need to smoke now. You'll go nowhere. You'll get dicked down for eternity by demons. Bitch. God dang it, I didn't want to start like that. I didn't want to get like this. I'm trying to smoke. I just need to prop up my phone. Hoes are fucking insane. if it's not clear by now, I don't know what to say to you. There are different species. Women and men are not the same. And it's not just like, one has a dick, one has boobs. No, it's totally different. It's like one is of God and like strength based, and one is like of Satan and Satan based. Okay, women. It's not just like these little differences. No, bitches are crazy and Satan infested. Witches. Not all of them, obviously. I don't need to say that, but these bitches are fucking disgusting and insane and perverted and grotesque, despicable, abhorrent, vile creatures, goblins, belong in a hole. For eternity. Gosh. Me and my buddy are about to start up a podcast today. That's actually what made me think to make a YouTube video. We're gonna be just chatting today, but then what we want to do is like I did it before, where I interview people on an old channel. I used to do interviews of artists, and that's what we want to start back up. So should be interesting. I'm really excited to see who we end up interviewing, and I'm just excited to talk to my boy on the stream, because it's like once you're on the stream, then it's a little bit different than just chatting on the phone, because you guys are like recording and you want to be cool, so it's fun. But no, I can't wait for the day when there's sort of like this. So I'll tell you how I imagine it in my head, but then, so I imagine it like all the stuff that women do, like there's a shift and all of it is recognized for how cringe it is. Like getting dicked down all the time, wearing slutty outfits outside, cursing, being loud, all of these things that women do. I feel like eventually, soon enough, it's all gonna be like actually shamed, right? And that's why like I have to get these men together and change this country, because that's what it has to end up like for these women to stop. They're gonna follow each other and do whatever each other says to do. If one of them jumps off a cliff, the other one will. The rest of them will. But we ourselves as men, we have to be strong. Like we have to figure out what the actual right thing to do is and do it. Because these bitches are not gonna do it themselves. Like this country this country is shit right now. Maybe not the country is shit because of women, but the goddamn social constructs of this society are complete shit, deteriorated to filth. And that's women's fault. They love that social fighting, like hierarchies and power structures. They love that. They can't get enough of that. Women, I mean, they love that shit. And that's just how we've been built. Like, oh, if you want to get a woman, you gotta be successful. Bitch, They should be struggling to get men. Like, what do they have to offer other than their pussy and a pretty face? I'm sick of it. Shit's gotta change. A good woman is a woman who can shut the fuck up and who doesn't have a phone. I could, like, bitches are stuck on their phone and I don't think there's any way to get them off now. We're gonna have to force them off, like, literally dictatorship level, no phone. Women cannot have phones. Women must stay in the house. Women must not look slutty. That's the only way to control them at this point. That's the only way to do it. Because these bitches have just gone off the leash. They're sluts. And it's accepted. And that's not the country I want to grow up in, and that's not the country I want my kids to grow up in. Bunch of sluts. Whores. Broads. What the fuck? Showing their body on camera, showing their body out in public spaces. Nah, we're not doing that shit. This shit won't stay lit. What the fuck?